Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is a update to the case warranty video. I had sent 3 different knives with 3 different issues that I got 3 different responses for. And now all 3 are resolved, kind of. I have good news, and, well, unfortunately some bad news, but not the end of the world. All right. So first off, if you saw the original video, I had one of their tomato knives, and the blade broke off. They concluded from my pictures that, you know, maybe there's some internal rust or something, but regardless, whatever the reason, it actually broke. It broke cutting soft cheese, so it's not like I was abusing it or anything. But they just replaced it. No big deal. Sent it back to them. Of course, it cost me shipping. You don't have to ship, you know, the best possible way. And, you know, I always ship USPS priority mail. I usually do flat rate, so this cost me like, you know, 10 bucks, something like that. But it doesn't have to. You can obviously, you know, ship it as cheap as possible, maybe $3, $4, $5, just depends. But yeah, I mean, essentially that's what it costs. Shipping things is not free. Of course, if you live close to Bradford, Pennsylvania, where they're located, you can go right in and hand it to them and they can fix it free without having to ship it. But they're like, I don't know, 5.5, 6 hours away or something. So it's too much of a drive for that. So yes, that was resolved. It was broken, fully replaced with a brand new one. Could not be happier. That is awesome. I missed this knife. It was fantastic. Then the second knife, if you guys saw the first one or remember, it was an older design. It had a broken back spring, and they were unable to replace the model because they don't have, you know, the same model. It's obviously too old. They didn't have parts or anything, so they offered a gift card, which I accepted. And with that money, I purchased this knife. All right, which you can see, $739.30. It's an American Workman red synthetic smooth trapper. All right, actually, I'm sorry. It's 4254 carbon steel, or CS is the model. All right, it says this one's made 4/21/23. So pretty darn new. Now, I really looked around the website. I had a lot of ideas. Originally, I was going to get some more kitchen type knives. My wife, you know, she's kind of on the fence, like, because I was really going to get them for her, just as a fun thing for her to try. But she likes what she has right now. In fact, she just got some cheapo large kitchen knives from Sam's Club. It's like $10, no, maybe it was $12 or something for 2 large kitchen knives with big fat white synthetic handles. They're super cheapy. They're kind of like professional prep kitchen knives, if that makes sense. I've used those like when I worked with you know, the assisted living home. Those are the type of cutlery they had, but it was like an 11-inch chef's knife and I think a 9-inch or something. They're huge, but they work really well. She loves them, you know, so, you know, it is what it is. But I was trying to convince her to maybe try the Spyderco for this, or they do have their own chef's knife, but ultimately it's kind of expensive. She was interested in their steak knives, but they're like 40 bucks a piece or something. So, you know, just wasn't worth it. So I ended up getting a trapper for my trapper collection. I actually do have a case trapper collection, specifically case trappers. So this one is the American Workman, right? Workman, is that what it is? What is it, Working Man or Workman? American Workman, okay. I knew that sounded right. So we have red synthetic scales, and we have the American flag shield, which I thought was pretty neat. And this one does sport the carbon steel as opposed to the stainless steel. All right, just 2-bladed Stockman. Just really nice knife. I love it. Spade blade, clip point blade. Very cool. So this one probably won't actually see any use. This is just going to be in my collection. Maybe in the future I'll use it, but as of right now I just collect them. So good news. Unfortunately, bad news. So if you remember, for this one we're missing a shield. They said, hey, you know, we have a ton of shields, different designs, different styles, different sizes. We're going to go ahead and send you one that we think will fit. And if it doesn't fit, you can send the knife back and we'll make sure we find one that fits. And they just sent me instructions on basically how to glue it. So this is what came in the mail, the shield. Now, when I saw the shield, I immediately knew, which some of you can already see, that it's going to be too small. It's just going to be way too small. Let's read this letter real quick. All right. It says, thank you for your interest in case knives. Enclosed, please find a shield we believe from your description and picture will fit your case knife. Please be advised there have been several shields available. Should this field not fit on the knife properly, please contact customer or consumer relations, blah, blah, blah. And then they basically show you, you know, put glue in there, wipe the excess off. That's the instructions. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try it anyway. But, you know, the next step would be to send it to them. But honestly, I'm not even worried about it. I'm not going to bother them with it. So yeah, obviously that's just too small for that cavity. So this took a larger shield. But that's okay. I will keep the shield in my knife parts drawer, and who knows, maybe I'll use it in the future. This knife works totally fine without the shield. I just thought it'd be nice to get that fixed up, because when you are, using the main blade here, if you put your finger towards the side, you feel that. It's a little annoying, but most times I'm holding it like this anyway. And I actually did use this knife a little bit. I thought it'd be nice just to get the shield fixed. And like I said, I mean, I could send this in, it's not a problem, but once again, it'll cost me more shipping money to get it to them. So yeah, I mean, they try to make it right. I appreciate that a great deal, but honestly, like I said, I'm not too concerned with it. I don't want to spend more money on shipping to get this fixed. That's basically what it comes down to. So yeah, overall, 2 thumbs up. Very, very happy. I know very few of you might point out like, hey, they should know what fits this knife. Honestly, I can't put that on them. The people who work in the warranty department, I'm sure they're very knowledgeable about knives, but it's not like they know every single model that was ever made, and they look at this and they go, oh yeah, that's a 1983, Stockman, and it's going to take shield number 7, and they don't know all that. I can't imagine that they should know all of that, if that makes sense. So it's not a big deal. Again, totally awesome that they tried to send one out, and continuously awesome that they're definitely willing to still fix it. It's just I have to get it to them so they can literally go through a parts drawer and pick the right size shield and put it on themselves. But again, I'm just being a little cheap. That's really what it comes down to. I don't spend 10 bucks to get it fixed. But that's on me. It has nothing to do with them. They're fully offering to fix it. I just want to make that very clear. Anyway, that's all for now, guys. Still a big fan of Case Knives, or WR Case & Sons. I mean, they're an American staple. They've been around a long time. A lot of people collect their stuff. As time goes on, I'm sure generation after generation, there's probably less and less collectors of Case Knives. It's just how it is. I hope it's something that doesn't die out in 50 years, 100 years, but you never really know. People's, what they want changes. What's popular changes. These old style pocket knives, they're awesome, and people do appreciate it. But like I said, generation after generation, there's just less and less younger kids that like these type knives. If you like knives, they like the cool tactical ones and stuff. And for me, it's a lot of history and nostalgia. Growing up, my dad did not carry a knife. It's one of those things. My grandfathers carried knives. So yeah, there's that. I mean, my grandfather's generations, it was normal to have a pocket knife. It's like having your wallet, But by the time my dad rolled around, he just didn't see a need to have a knife. My dad served in the military and still didn't carry a knife. He just didn't find he needed one. That's it. It was that simple. My dad doesn't actually carry a whole bunch of stuff. He carried a lighter because he smokes, his wallet and keys. And that's like a lot of people. Not a lot of people do carry knives. If you just, went to a random store and took a survey as people went in and out all day long, you'd find most people just don't carry knives. It's just one of those things. People get by just fine without carrying knives and all this different gear that we have. But, if you're watching this video, you're probably like-minded, and you like having the options of having very cool, useful tools on you. And it's just a bonus that they're fun to collect, and you get pride out of carrying and using these tools and collecting them. So anyway, that's all. Thumbs up. As you can see here, if you did not know already, and this is nothing new, whatever, but Zippo actually owns Case Knives, and they also own Ronson. All right, just as an FYI, in case you ever, like for example, like the fluid. Like I found that the Zippo brand lighter fluid has always worked wonderfully. Now I used to think like, oh, Ronson's like a step below. It is the same stuff, different shaped bottle. All right, just throwing it out there. So if you want to save a couple bucks on your lighter fluid, nothing wrong with Ronson. But anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.